Hello, and welcome to the ALMA Proposal Preparation Workshop. In the Allegro website at www.alma-allegro.nl, you will find links to video tutorials about the ALMA call for proposals, the observing tool, the dual anonymous review, and how to simulate ALMA observations. My name is Dr. Liz Guzman Ramirez, and in this presentation, I will show you all the capabilities of ALMA and will focus on what's new in Cycle 8. But before we start, I want to present the Allegro team. Allegro is the ALMA local expertise group. We are the ALMA node for the Netherlands. Allegro's team are the program director, Michiel, myself, the user support manager, and the support staff, including Chiriaco, and the A team, Alvaro, Andres, Aida, and Alex. For Cycle 8, ALMA offers 4,300 hours in the main array, so the 12-meter array, and a minimum of 3,000 hours in the ACA. The ACA is the 7-meter and the total power array. The number of antennas offered in this cycle are a minimum of 43 12-meter antennas, 10 7-meter antennas, and 3 total power antennas. ALMA offers a range of frequencies from band 3 to 10, giving almost complete coverage from 84 to 950 GHz, or 0.32 to 3.6 millimeters in wavelength. For this cycle, ALMA will not observe on the longest baselines. Therefore, the only configurations offered are from C1, the most compact one with a maximum baseline between antennas of 160 meters, to C8, the most extended one with a baseline of 8.5 kilometers. However, not all the bands can be observed in all the configurations. Bands from 3 to 7 can be observed all the way to 8.5 kilometers baseline, giving the highest angular resolution in band 7 of approximately 28 milliarseconds. But for the higher frequency bands, bands 8, 9, and 10, they can only be observed up to 3.6 kilometer baseline, giving an angular resolution of 46, 33, and 24 milliarseconds respectively. In this table, I'm showing you an example of the angular resolution and the maximum recoverable scale that can be achieved by ALMA in band 3 at a specific frequency of 100 GHz. In the call for proposals, you can find the full table with all the bands and configurations allowed in page 34. The configurations have already been scheduled to a specific LST, so make sure that your objects are visible during the desired configuration. It is also relevant to mention that in Cycle 8, ALMA will spend a lot of the time on the compact configurations, C1 to C5. So if you need the most extended configurations, beware that the competition of the observing time will be higher than in other cycles. Also with ALMA, you can combine different arrays. So for example, you can combine different 12-meter configurations, like the bottom line shows C8 and C5, or any of the compact configurations C1 to C6 with the ACA, so the 7-meter and the total power array. In this table, we show you the multiplier that you need to use in order to reach the same sensitivity in all the different arrays. So for example, in the first line, if you want to use the 7-meter array and the total power array, then the time estimated for your 7-meter observations will take 1.7 times in the total power array. ALMA can observe in several modes. In this slide, I'll show you all the common modes. Continuum and spectral observations in all the bands, so 3 to 10. Mosaics in bands 3 to 9 with 150 pointings limit per SV or scheduling block. Single dish spectral lines in bands 3 to 10. Polarization, including circular polarization, in bands 3 to 7. Solar observations in bands 3 and 6. Spectral scans. And millimeter BLBI in bands 3 and 6. For this cycle, Cycle 8, the new capabilities are solar observing in band 5, ACA observations in band 9 and 10, spectral scans with the ACA, mosaics for continuum linear polarization observations in bands 3 to 7 with a 12-meter array, BLBI for faint targets, so targets with flux less than 500 millijanskis, pulsar science with a 12-meter array as one telescope, and by pulsar science we mean observing known pulsars and also looking for pulsars. This is also the first time that the total power is offered alone, although for now in the observing tool you have to include it with the ACA, but in your proposal you need to be super clear stating that you will only use the total power. And also, in this cycle and possibly onwards, there will be no more non-standard modes. So all the modes offered are now standard and they can be used all the time that is offered. The proposal format is also different for this cycle. ALMA has decided to use a dual anonymous review for the proposals. So please have a look at Aida's talk on which she gives examples on how to write an anonymous proposal. The large programs have to write their scientific case in an anonymous manner, same as the other programs, but they will need to also send an email to GAO with their data management plan. This data management plan is not anonymous, and the review panel does not have access to this plan. The observing tool has a few new features, and for that, Andres has made a video to show you how to use this new feature. And as last year, there will be a standalone supplemental call for the ACA. For now, it's planned for September, but it is likely that the dates will change. So as soon as we know the new dates for the deadline, the proposal review, the result for proposals, and so on, we will update these dates in our website and communicate them to you all via email. So this was the ALMA Cycle 8 capabilities talk. Please remember to read the proposer's guide. But of course, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us via email using alma@steravag.leidenuni.nl. We will keep updating our website with all the news from ALMA, so make sure to check that too. Thank you for listening and happy proposing.